If elected judge, I will work tirelessly to promote fairness, efficiency, and justice in the Lawrence County courts. My name is Jonathan Miller, and I ask for your vote on May 20th for Lawrence County Common Pleas Judge.
We all know there's an advantage to playing at home, to being the home team. At LGKG, we've been your home team personal injury attorneys for auto accident and workers' compensation cases for over 90 years. We know what works and how to win. We have all the credentials. At LGKG, we don't take every case. We handpick our clients so that we can give you the attention you deserve.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Giantman Show, live on your podcast studio. We are coming live at Giantman Comics and Collectibles in Newcastle, Pennsylvania, for the grand reopening. And today on the podcast, we have our special guest, Ming Chen from Comic Book Men.
What's up, everybody? Thank you. You guys are too kind. It's a huge honor being here. Welcome back. Bigger, better space. You're like Steve Austin, man. Bigger, stronger, faster. We have the technology. I guess you had the money, or maybe not. Maybe credit cards, but whatever. It doesn't matter.
No matter how we can get it done.
Yeah,
right?
we're
Just
back.
Get it done.
18 North Mill Street here in beautiful Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Come on out. I'm very impressed. Very impressed.
Thank you. Great to have you here tonight. Everything good with the flight? Everything good so far?
Flight was smooth. The pickup was smooth. And I came here and you guys had sandwiches for me. So listen, you kept me well fed.
Right.
And then we have orange juice in these cups. So thank you very much, guys.
Drinking water.
Yeah, Giantman, like first class service all the way. And this hasn't even really officially began yet. We had the ribbon cutting today.
Yes.
Which if you go on Facebook, you can see great footage from that. But tomorrow's the big day where everyone's going to come out. I'll be here hanging out with everybody, geeking out with everybody. So I can't wait, man.
How was your fish sandwich this afternoon?
It was great. We went to Patsy's.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the deal. It's Lent, and on Lent every Friday they do fish fries everywhere.
Correct.
And I haven't been to a fish fry in a while. And to me, like usually you go to the American Legion, and they just kind of dish it out in a styrofoam thing. And I saw there's one down the street here, and originally I was just gonna go walk down there by myself, pick 15 minutes, but it turned into a group outing. We had 11 people, and you were like, no, let's go to Patsy's, our favorite place, Patsy's, and it was fish all around. It was great. Big shout out to Patsy's and our server over there.
She did take good care of us.
Yeah, we cut it close though.
You're a little bit close, right?
Kind of had an out here. It's like, dudes, we got to get there. We got a podcast. We got to be on at 7. And
Matt, how about your sandwich on that bun?
I'll tell you what, it was a whale of a cod, right?
put that thing down, man.
I know.
I was impressed. I was impressed.
I was thinking it was coming out of Linesville, if anybody's watching
Out of
us
the
from area,
spillway.
I thought they just went fishing at the spillway and got some carp for us, but it was pretty tasty.
If that was carp, you guys got some good carp in this town.
It was all
man.
carp.
Somebody cooked the hell out of that
Yeah,
carp.
it was.
What kind of fish was it? I don't even know.
Had it. It was had it.
Haddock.
It was had it.
Excellent.
Yeah. So thank you, Patsy's. Great.
Very
great.
good.
Thank you for the warm welcome. My first real dinner here in Newcastle. Very impressed.
One thing you won't do in Newcastle is starve. We have the best food around.
Okay.
We do.
I'm looking forward to all of it.
Right.
Yeah, I hit up for anybody who's seen Karate Kid 3 or Cobra Kai.
There you go.
Very famous alumnus to this town, Sean Kanan, who played Mike Barnes, the bad boy of karate.
Bad boy karate.
In Karate Kid 3, now back in Cobra Kai. We met at a number of conventions. He saw I was coming to Giantman, and he literally texted me. He was like, "Hey, are you going to Newcastle, Pennsylvania?" I'm like, "Yeah, why?" He's like, "I grew up there. I'm from there. I love Newcastle." I'm like, holy cow, man. So immediately I'm like, all right, where do I go? Where do I eat?
He gave you a few spots?
He gave me a few spots. He likes Mr. Pizza. Mr. Pizza is
Gotcha.
his favorite place,
Gotcha.
one of his favorite places. And I heard you guys had some killer Coney dogs here.
We're taking you tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
Chili dogs.
Yeah, it was it MP's Coney
Right,
Island. So,
correct.
yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, Patsy is very impressive. Where are we going for breakfast tomorrow? We'll give him a shout.
Muggers.
Hugger Muggers. Hugger Muggers. Now, I don't know if you know this. I make a list of all the places I want to hit whenever I go somewhere, and I that was on my list, Hugger Muggers. I didn't even know what it was really, but the name, I'm like, we got to go to Hugger Muggers.
We're going to Hugger Muggers. in the
Okay,
morning.
all right,
Breakfast.
shout out. So, I'm
Absolutely.
looking forward to eating all of Newcastle.
We'll let you leave about 20 pounds heavier.
Without just out with weight, not comic books.
Right.
Not 20 pounds worth of comic books.
Right.
Because I saw you have that here too.
Right.
Yeah.
We got some books.
You got more than books. This place is awesome. Can I get a quick history? I mean, is this all stuff from your personal collection? Is that how it started?
Nah, it started out 25 years ago. I started on eBay, and mostly I was a buyer.
Okay.
So then, or I'm sorry, I was mostly a seller.
Okay.
Then started getting the collector's bug, start stockpiling stuff, and you know how that goes, tote after tote after tote.
Yeah.
Fast forward 5-6 years, 15, 20 totes my house, 25, 30 totes my mom's, 30 totes my dad's. And all I heard was, got to get rid of this stuff. Got to start getting it right. I gotta start moving. So I ended up in the hospital a couple years back. And when I got out, I said, I'm doing it. So we went ahead and did it.
Yeah, sometimes, I mean, same thing happened to Kevin Smith, kind of. So
Right, yeah,
yeah.
right.
Yeah, it's like, all right, I might not have. I gotta do it now. I gotta do it now.
Exactly.
I love it, man. I love it.
It doesn't make you appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. It's very impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then I subscribed to your YouTube channel.
Wonderful.
If you're not subscribed, what is it again?
Ree's Retro Toys.
Ree's Retro Toys. Ree's as in the Star Wars. Star Wars. Oh, now that's it. That's it. That's it. I gotta get kicked out of Newcastle now. The great Star Wars from the hive of scum and villainy.
Of course.
And
Jabba's Palace.
yeah, I love you do long form walkthrough videos.
Correct.
It's pretty amazing.
Well, thank you.
How did that start?
So I started that as like just a creative outlet because I'm a CPA, I'm an auditor, so I needed that creative outlet, to get me through my life and keep me sane.
Yeah.
So being a dad and a husband too, that's draining, and it was just something that I picked up out of my love of vintage toys. I've been collecting toys since I was 13, and I figured I'd share the different toy shows and toy shops around the area that I go
I
to.
love it, and if you look, because everything's like Instagram Reels, TikTok, everything's cut, 1 minute gone. Yours go like an hour and a half,
Right.
hour and 42 minutes.
Yeah.
Like you get a real good look at everything, and I appreciate that because if I can't be there, I want to see what it was like.
Yeah.
But I don't want to cut into like 3-second clips. I want to see the whole thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's a solid walkthrough. I try to get as close up as I can on the toys, actually show what the vendors have, and not rush it. Try to not make people motion sick.
I love
That's
it.
That's what you do the best. You show it like people run through and just go. It's like a blur.
Right.
Nobody can even see what's there. You catch a glimpse. You're like, was that this?
Yeah.
But you do it well. Absolutely.
Yeah. So speaking of collectibles, I see you have everything here: wrestling, Star Wars, movies, everything.
Right.
What was the first thing that you ever collected? Do you guys remember?
I do.
And I'll start. If you ever watch Comic Book Man, I'm a huge G.I. Joe fan.
Right.
Huge. The 3 3/4-inch G.I. Joes. If there
Right.
wasn't obvious. Real quick, the story. So I moved to a new neighborhood when I was 9 years old, and it was terrible. It sucked because when I got to the neighborhood, all the kids knew each other already. So it's
Right.
very hard to break into that because you're the new kid. I looked a little different from all of them, so it was
Right.
very hard. So I remember my mom was like, "Listen, you look a little down. Let's go buy something."
Right.
So she took me to a place you guys might remember, this classic store that doesn't exist anymore, Service Merchandise. Do you guys remember that?
I've heard of it.
Okay.
I don't know if we had
It was a weird store where you would go in and you couldn't pick stuff off the shelf and go buy it. You had to like fill out a slip, give it to them. They would grab it from their warehouse and wheel it on a conveyor belt, and then it was like an 18-step process. It was the most inconvenient thing ever. But they had great toys.
Right.
I remember I went there, and the first thing I ever got was the G.I. Joe Cobra His Tank.
Okay.
And I still have it. It's one of my most prized possessions.
No kidding.
And I remember I took that back to the neighborhood, and I was like, well, what are you guys playing with? And they're like, oh, this is what we play with. And they pulled out 6-inch muscle-bound figure with a bowl haircut and fuzzy underwear. And it was He-Man.
He-Man.
And I'm like, oh, all right. Does he have any friends? And he pulled out Man-at-Arms and Ram Man. I was like, does he have any vehicles or anything? He's like, well, he rides a green tiger. And I was like, listen, I can't.
I gotta move back to where I'm from.
I know, yeah. I was like, I'm out of here. I was like, I can't relate to this guy.
Right.
He doesn't look like me. I'm like, are there any Asian He-Men? Like, no. And so, but G.I. Joe, man, you had Storm Shadow and Quick Kick,
right.
Tunnel Rat is based on Larry Hama, who's Japanese.
Right.
But once I showed him my G.I. Joes, though, they ditched their He-Mans, and
Right.
we went all in G.I. Joe. And that's how I made my childhood friends
Right.
back there. All it took was a couple toys, and
That's it. It's
and,
magical. It is. People
yeah.
don't realize it.
yeah. But that was my long-winded story. Do you remember the first toy line that you collected?
Mine was Joe's as well.
Oh wow, okay. Do you have a story about moving to a new neighborhood, and almost getting
No, I
beat
didn't
up?
move. No, I didn't move. My cousin who's here tonight knows well the story. We played with Joe's, 5, 6, 8 years straight, nonstop. I mean, we just played every day nonstop. Just bring the Joes. All right, my guy's doing this, their guy's doing that. We were kids. I mean, and we enjoyed it. Nowadays, I don't see kids doing this. I see kids coming here. They're on the phone. Mm-hmm. There's no imagination, no creativity. We used to have them sliding down string, swinging.
Oh yeah, I made
all
my
that
own
stuff,
zip
right.
lines. I remember my dad got so mad. We ripped up the backyard, man.
I can believe it.
We dug trenches, and
Yeah,
we're like, oh, we'll
exactly.
just fill it in later,
Yeah.
and it didn't. My dad's like, why is this patch not growing
What's
back?
this hole here for?
It's like, don't touch that. Duke's buried under there.
We had a funeral last week.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Serpentor came and like Dr. Mindbender, and all hell broke loose, Dad. And yeah, he was
Well, we had
not.
such good commercials back then.
Yeah.
So the commercials were filmed that way. They were outside. They were in different sets and
Exactly.
things
Yeah.
like that. So you could use that and build on that and your imagination outside. And like you said, you make makeshift creeks and rivers and all sorts of stuff.
It was so great. Do you remember the first toy line you collected?
Well, I guess like collected and played with, I guess, are a little different.
All right, give me
too.
both.
Yeah, but I would say some of the first toys that I played with were Joe's, actually, as well. I think the first Joe's I had were Shipwreck and I think Flint.
Yeah.
And then I had a couple of vehicles. I had the Silver Mirage motorcycle, which I still love today.
Yeah.
And I just recently got it back at a,
That's
a
a
show.
tough one to find, isn't it?
Yeah, and I got it with the box complete. And the Cobra Adder, which was not a very desirable vehicle, if you'd say, in the line, but it was still one that I had.
Yeah.
And I played with those a lot. And of course, Ninja Turtles and things like that as I got a little older. So
Yeah, I love. We're all 80s kids, right?
Right.
So yeah, but I mean, best era for toys in my
No
opinion.
doubt, no
but
doubt.
I'm sure we'll get some argument from some of the 70s kids out there and the 90s kids. But
Yeah,
come
I
on.
don't think you can beat them.
how do you beat G.I. Joe, He-Man, Transformers, Thundercats,
Exactly.
Mask? I mean, the list goes on. It's pretty crazy.
Yep.
Pretty crazy. That's
I remember like the old LJNs. You could knock a guy out with them. The LJN wrestlers.
Oh, yeah.
They were so heavy.
yeah.
You could break a window, bust a guy's tooth. It didn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
They were like indestructible as well.
Yeah, which is good now.
Yeah.
If you're collecting them now,
Yeah.
loose or carded.
it's just that the paint is awful on them now.
Yeah, you always find them like they were dragged behind a freaking car for a
Yeah.
month.
Because they were molded into one plastic and then painted over.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
I mean, you're obviously wrestling with them, so the paint just got destroyed.
Yeah, we actually played with toys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kids of
Yeah.
today, we actually opened our toys. So, what was the first line that you collected?
Wrestling.
Wrestling.
Yeah, yeah. And so wrestling, LJNs, Hasbro's, WCW Galoobs, things like that. I would go flea marketing with my dad as much as I could. Yard sales, flea markets, stuff like that. And we would try to acquire as many as we could.
Yeah.
And back then, you didn't have the internet. You just had to go look for them.
You had to dig
You
it
know,
out,
and
right?
If they weren't in the stores, you had to go look at a yard
You
sale
couldn't jump
or a
on
flea
eBay and
market.
order it and have it at your house in 2 days.
Right.
That's that's where I think the hunt worked.
Absolutely.
Like Kmart, Walmart, this and that. You had to find it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of
I'd
an
go to the-
instant
we would go
Oh,
to
the
the
runs, the
Yeah.
toy runs every night, man.
exactly.
That's
Yeah.
I miss doing
They don't
that.
know how to do that now. They just
No.
punch the button and it's to the house.
Well, and
There.
sometimes you didn't even know a toy was coming out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like you said,
The
you just had to
information
go to the
wasn't
store.
there.
You were hoping for the next wave to appear on the shelves.
Yeah.
Or you went 2 weeks in a row going, where's this? When are they going to put this out? Where's it
Right.
at?
Yeah.
You were the first line you collected, seriously?
Me? Mine would probably be superpowers.
Oh man, okay.
I had a collection. I had all 33
Yeah.
cards.
Do you have
at one time.
I imagine you have the Hall of Justice.
I did.
Okay,
I had
of
that,
course.
And I actually had the Argentina Riddler.
And did you have the what's the Superman vehicle called? The thing.
Supermobile.
Yeah. Why?
Why did he need that? Right. we
Why?
talk about it
Right.
all the
Yes.
time.
Why to make money? To make money. The superpowers line. Yes.
Right,
And
right.
they sold a
Like
bunch
the
of them.
Spider-Man copter from the 80s from Empire.
yes,
Really,
why?
Spider-Man needed a helicopter.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. I think the first line that I bought and didn't open for collecting purposes was Unfortunately, the 1997 Power of the Force line.
Don't worry, I was right there with you.
Yeah, I remember. They first came out on orange cards.
And then green.
Yeah, and then green. But
Long saber,
yeah,
short
long
sabers.
shaver, short saber, half moon Boba Fett.
Yeah, on his hand, wasn't it? Was it a half moon?
Yeah. I thought I was gonna get rich on those.
Oh, we all
so.
thought we were gonna retire. Mine was
and-
starting lineups.
Oh wow.
Bad. What a bad investment.
Wow, I don't even think you give those away now.
You can't. You can't. That's why they're still sitting in my dad's in a tote. Hundreds of them.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding.
Yeah,
Hundreds.
no time is gonna make those worth more. My Power of the Forces. I was going through storage. I recently unearthed a whole box full of them unopened.
Right.
And yeah, I posted a photo. I was like, I can't
saw
even
the price
give
tags
these.
on 'em?
Oh yeah, from Toys R
can't
Us.
even-
My counter was, I can't even give these away, and most people were like, yeah, you're right. Nobody wants these.
Right.
Nobody wants these. The only thing that came out of that kind of increase in value was the Naboo Starfighter.
The big one. The
Yeah,
silver one, yeah.
yeah, which it was a yellow one, but it's silver in the
Okay.
Mandalorian, which is
Okay.
why it went up.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep. Because that was, I think, the only one they made
Yeah.
until they obviously Vintage Collection made
Yeah.
one for Mandalorian.
Yeah. So, yeah, I wish if I had a time machine, I'm like, dude, don't buy those. Do not
Same
buy
here.
those.
I just think
Same
it was
here.
also the excitement of Star Wars fans having them back on the shelf again.
Right.
Definitely.
You're
I,
right.
it
Yeah,
just, it
'cause
just
I-
was. I mean, and you look at them now, and you're like, what were we thinking?
Yeah.
You know, they look awful.
It's a
Yeah.
good point because I missed them in the initial run. Like I didn't buy any. I didn't have any money when those came out. My dad bought me a C-3PO and an R2-D2, and that's the extent of my vintage Star Wars collection. But yeah, seeing those back on the shelf really
Yeah,
did kind
Correct me
of
if I'm wrong, were
awaken
those like
that.
the muscular
they were.
kind of like
Yeah.
Darth Vader.
Oh,
had was bulked out.
Yeah, they
like,
were all
come
ripped.
on.
Luke
They
Skywalker
were
looks like he was on his fourth cycle of Winstrol.
Steroids.
He looked like Barry Bonds in the
Jose
period of the
Canseco.
because
fucked out.
his Jedi robe comes down here and he's got these
Yeah.
huge pecs. I'm like,
Yeah.
farm boy, Mark Hamill. I'm like, dude, Mark Hamill never, never would that happen.
Right.
Yeah, it was pretty
Yeah,
crazy.
they were pretty buff.
It was kind of neat to get characters we didn't get in the
Yeah.
vintage line, like seeing some of the different aliens and creatures that came out in that line. But yeah, overall, you look back at it now and you're like, oh,
It was horrible.
you almost wish you just would have went and bought vintage figures at that
I-
point.
yeah,
you know what
I-
mean?
that's
At-
what I
at-
should
at
have
the
done.
90s prices.
That's what I should have
Yeah.
done. Yeah, I remember Black Friday. I want to say '97 was kind of a big day. We all, I never get up early. Me and my friends woke up at 6 in the morning to go line up at Toys R Us.
There you
Yep.
go.
Because I think they had just released some more Power of the Force figures.
Absolutely.
And I remember they had a rules like one figure, one of each figure per person. And I remember I saw a friend there. He dragged his wife out, and she did not look happy at all. She's like,
So you can
"Why
get
the
two.
hell are we here?" I'm like, and I knew her too. I'm like, "What are you doing here?" I was like, "He needed another warm body to get
more
to
figures.
to circumvent the one per person."
Yeah, you need another Grand Moff Tarkin or something.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Grindin.
yeah, it was bad. Or Dash, was it Dash from the Shadows of the
Rendar.
Empire?
Dash Rendar,
Dash
yeah.
Rendar. Yeah, I need another Dash Rendar
Prince
figure.
Shizor.
The things we do, man.
I
The
know.
things we do. Yeah. So I
And of
look.
course, episode 1 too. That was the same thing. When
Another
episode
one,
came out.
yep.
You know, same thing.
Oh yeah, I've got plenty of Watto figures just gathering dust. And those are the ones with the little stupid sound chips too.
Yes,
Right,
Which
yes.
you're right.
yeah, I bought the voice thing that would attach it to. Yeah, I was like, what?
Comtech.
The Comtech, yes. It's gonna
Comtech.
change the world, my
Throwing
friends.
it out there.
Comtech. Comtech.
It's so funny.
Do you ever get those coming in the stores? Like, I want to sell these. Like, I want $100 for these.
I had a guy come in, and it was a while back. It was at the other store, and a ton of green stuff. And I said, well, my first question always is I let them control the conversation. Like, where are you at with this? It's like, oh, I'm around 1,500. I said, well, I think you're in the wrong neighborhood at
Yep.
1,500. He's like, am I in the ballpark? I said, bro, you're not even in a parking lot.
Yeah, you're not even in the right
what I mean? Like-
sport, man. Like, I don't. Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to insult nobody, but it is what it is.
Right. Oh no, insult them. Otherwise, they're never gonna learn. They're never gonna learn.
Give it to them, huh?
Yeah, we all need to learn these harsh lessons. So
Exactly.
yeah, for
But
sure.
I always got to play the villain when they come in, buying stuff.
Well, I mean, that's how you keep
do feel like
that's how you pay the rent, right?
right. No, I get it, but it's like they come in with like high hopes, like, oh, I seen this on eBay. It's like $150. Can you give me that? I said, no.
No,
It's selling for 80. I'll give you 40.
take it or
Well,
leave it.
Yeah, and it is what it is.
Yeah, you want quick cash now, or
What are
you
you
know,
gonna
you want
do
to play
with
the
it?
long game?
And
Yeah.
I just love the attitude when you go on these like to buy stuff. Oh, I got this junk in my garage. Come and get it. You go and you go. Well, I'll give you $200. Oh, well, this one here. All of a sudden, you're a toy expert. All of a sudden, you got this knowledge that I don't know about. Like you know what it's going for. Every figure, every piece. I'm like, well, what are you asking me to?
Yeah, why are you here then?
I don't need it.
Yeah, freaking eBay, man. It's a
Oh
blessing
my
and a
gosh.
curse for sure. Do you remember the first thing you bought or sold on eBay? Both of you? I've been on eBay. I'm old. I've been on eBay long enough where I had to send in a money order
A check or money, right?
to the
99 when I
seller.
Yes.
And the first thing I bought was the Aliens Special Edition Laserdisc.
Okay.
Again, that dates me as well, buying Laserdiscs. But
You had a
jeez,
player?
I had a player. Yeah, I went out and bought a player. I want to say it was 1998, somewhere around there.
gosh.
And yeah, it was a rare Laserdisc set with deleted scenes from the movie Aliens. And I love that movie so much.
It's an incredible movie.
Yeah, just got a Laserdisc player, and I was like, wait, there's a Laserdisc version with cut scenes and storyboards.
Why don't I have this?
Yeah, and you know you can't find that locally, but they're like, hey, well maybe there's one on this eBay thing, and there was, and yeah, I'm gonna have to go to the bank, hand over
order.
money order.
Send it in the mail.
Yeah, and I remember everyone was like, wait, you send them that money? How do you know you're getting the thing? I was like, trust, I
eBay.
guess, like faith, blind
eBay.
faith.
I could.
Yeah, because I mean, there weren't really any protections or
No,
anything
you're
like
right,
that.
you're
There
right.
was no way for the
they
guy to be like,
just-
"Oh, I never got it."
Yeah, they just heisted it and shut their eBay off. That's
Yeah,
all.
yeah. But luckily, a week later, package came and
Yep,
my
yep.
my laser discs were in there,
Absolutely.
and I was like, "Whoa, this is pretty cool, I guess." So yeah, I started buying a lot of stuff after
Yep.
that. You remember the first thing you bought or sold?
I remember the first thing I sold was I had found about 11 or 12 Mego figures of mine when I was a kid.
Yeah,
And so I lay them out, get the old, borrow the digital camera. Didn't have the cell phone
Nope.
technology wasn't here yet.
Yeah.
So you get this big digital camera about the size of a freaking radio.
yeah.
You're like taking pictures, turning, blah, blah, blah. So you take them all. And it sold overnight for like $1,000.
Wow.
I'm hooked right away. Boom.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm hooked. I'm like, okay. I'm tearing apart the house. What's next? All the G.I. Joe figures. All
Yeah.
the G.I. Joes, all the weapons. Boom. Sold them in 2 days.
Yeah.
Again, another hit. I'm like, I got $2,000.
I know,
Like,
and
this
like-
is easy.
Yeah,
So now it's like you can't find the stuff to do it like that anymore. So it's
Yeah.
not that easy anymore.
yeah. Wow, you
I
hopped
do
out. What
remember.
year was that? You remember?
Probably 99.
Wow. Okay, so
I've been
fairly
eBay
early
for
on.
about
Yeah.
that long. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. You remember the first thing you bought or sold?
Yeah, I do. It was, I want to say I bought the Legion of Doom on card.
Oh
from
man.
the WWF Hasbro.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Wow.
Because we had just gotten a computer in the late 90s, and obviously that's right around when eBay started to populate, and it was just a new door, right? I couldn't believe that I could go.
You had
now,
access to this stuff.
What we just referenced, you had to go look for it.
Yeah.
Right? You had to figure out where a vintage toy store was or a comic book store to go look for these things. Now all of a sudden I can just
At my
search for
fingertips.
something.
Type
right?
it in a search
I was
bar.
like, wow,
See if
this
it
is
pops up.
amazing. So yeah, so that really helped me complete a couple of my harder to find Hasbro's.
Yeah. So are you eBaying a lot now still?
I still am.
Okay. I mean, if you have a retail business like this, you have to.
Yeah, you need.
You have to,
need
that
a
way,
couple
you know,
We're
you-
gonna start what's not as well. I'm not real sure what's not in it yet, but we're gonna get into it.
Yeah. It's it's not a bad avenue, especially with like a setup like this.
Right.
Yeah. You get what's not
The
stuff.
comic books, they said, just will sell themselves. You're just like somebody's doing like a virtual walkthrough, basically.
Yeah.
You're
Pretty
showing them.
much. Yeah.
So,
It's like,
yeah,
all right,
so-
here it is. Who wants it? Bam. Just sell it. That's
Exactly.
awesome.
Exactly.
That's
We're gonna
awesome.
try it.
So your stock here, I know you probably order a lot of stuff, but I imagine a lot of people bring stuff in collections.
Not tons. I don't get a ton of people bringing stuff, but
Okay, and that's
Once in a while.
that's our fault, by the way. If you watch Comic Book Men, everyone thinks it's that easy. I'll just bring all my stuff to a comic book shop and they'll just give me a bunch of money for it, and I'm sorry.
Right.
that we
It
screwed
don't
it
work
up
like
for.
that, but it don't work
You
like
know, if you're a retailer out there, a brick and mortar retailer, my sincerest of apologies that people start bringing you absolute garbage to sell, and that we made it look so easy. But you know, it's not really my fault, but I'll
Right.
take the blame.
We're gonna blame you anyway.
Yeah. So you don't get a lot of people bringing
With
collections
some
in.
stuff, not a ton. I'm trying to think what the heck would have actually been the best stuff to walk in. I got a call on the some wrestling stuff last week, and we picked it up. It was all pretty much good stuff. So it depends, though. You get stuff like there's a lot of trash out there.
A lot.
Like I said, they call you up. Like, do you take this? I'm like, send me pictures first before you start bringing. And Matt, you gave me a heck of a compliment today. You know where I'm going to go with this. It don't smell in here.
That's right.
I'm like, what?
I walked in the store and I was like, you know something else, John?
It's a good point.
It is
yeah.
so clean in here. It does not smell musty
Right.
or dirty. Like
Right.
it's clean. It's just a really nice store. It's gorgeous.
You know, people bring that stuff in. I mean, I'm going to just let it rip. They bring you a box of comics, cat piss, rat shit.
Oh yeah,
Really?
smoke
I mean,
damage.
yeah,
It's a
stinks.
smitten box.
yeah.
It stinks. I'm like, get this stuff out of here.
Yeah. Rat turds.
Yeah, we've actually had. My mother's like a clean freak. You can tell. I mean, look at this floor. You can eat
Great.
off of it.
Yes.
And she mops it at least 3 times a week. Runs a sweeper 10 times a week out on her little thing with all this salt. This guy brings this garbage in here. It's filthy. It stinks. There's like rat droppings in the box. My mom's like, we got to clean this. This is terrible. I'm like, Mom, I ain't buying it. Get the hell out of here.
No.
She cleaned it all and gave it to him back.
Wow.
It's like, oh, we cleaned up everything, put a new box in there, we threw out your shit, and gave you stuff that was better.
Wow.
It's so funny. It's just, like you said, everybody thinks it's easy.
That's crazy. Do people ever call you up and like, hey, I have a great collection. I can't bring it in. Like, will you come and look at it? You ever go off site?
I do. First, I like to start the ball rolling with the send me the text, send me the pictures.
Yeah, photos first.
In
but
today's day and age, if you don't know how to send pictures, I don't need to be buying it.
yeah, there's no hope for
Right.
you. There's no
I
hope.
don't need to be buying nothing off you. It's just crazy though.
Yeah, you have a story about maybe a good score that you went out and saw a house, and you know, maybe it's like, all right, they might have something, and then it's like, whoa, this is
Right.
like giant size X-Men #1, like Hulk 181,
Well,
Iron Man 55.
my buddy Joe, he's here tonight, and he picked up a heck of a storage unit, and he passed on the comic books. So he tells me to come in, let's go look at them. And we were there, an hour looking through them. I'm like, we'll just buy them. And we bought. That's where I picked up about 4,000. And that's what really got me started into the comic books, like all the back issues and all that stuff. But it was like that was like one of the biggest comic book hauls we ever got, for almost 4,000. And I bought 3,600 about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Came in the front door.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Nothing spectacular, like nothing to set the world on fire. Then our last one also was me and Han. Remember, we went out and picked up that. I was working on a collection for almost a year, and the guy had a lot of gold in there. He had GI Joe's 154,
Yeah.
155, all gradable issues, everything. And we picked that up. That was a big one. That was a nice haul with comic books.
Yeah. And it's it's not, I mean you
Once in a while. I mean, it
Once
takes
in a
you-
while, yeah,
that's
not-
1 out of 10, let's say, right? Or 1 out of 20.
yeah, they're still out there though, man.
It's out there.
They're
It's
still
out
out there. So it's nice. Not everyone's hoarding
Right.
key issues. Some people want to get rid of them, which is nice for guys like us.
I ask people, first thing I ask them when they call, are you motivated? Do you want to sell this? Are we going to go this negotiation? Really?
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to bring a Spider-Man 300 and ask me for $500. It's not going to work.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
I got to keep these lights on.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And now you have twice as many lights to keep on now.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. What made you move into the bigger space? You showed me your original space, which is
Well,
2
the other
doors
place
down.
Was really packed up. It was tight.
Yeah, I
and-
saw a video of it, and then I
Yes.
saw it. I saw it empty, and I was like, wow,
Right.
that's really small.
Right. And so we had the opportunity to come in here. My landlords are fantastic. This was actually 2 separate properties, and they knocked this wall for me.
Yeah.
So we had the opportunity. When it knocks, you only get one chance, so we did it.
Yeah, and I mean it's very open in here. I mean, there's no doubt you made the right decision.
I love
And yeah, everybody loves it. Yeah, it was cool. You did the ribbon cutting today, which was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a lot of people get to a point where they get to do a grand reopening.
Yeah, the city really took us under our wing with the ribbon cutting as well. You know, and every one of my customers are fantastic. They really come out and support it. I never knew there was this. I say it all the time. I never knew there was this many nerds in Newcastle, and there's a ton of us. There's a ton.
But that's why I'm here. I wanted to meet the nerds of Newcastle.
There's
I
a
really
ton.
wanted
There's
to.
90% right here.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, like I travel.
You've seen half of them here today.
I travel every weekend, so but
Right.
the goal is to find all the nerds in whatever town I'm going to, because they were not easy to sniff out back in the day. They
No.
were there,
Right.
and I actually a lot of them didn't shower, so you
Right.
could sniff some of them out. But
Go to Comic-Con, you
yeah,
sniff
yeah,
a lot.
I don't want to perpetuate the stereotype, but listen,
You're right.
listen, there are a few out there. I was like, okay, you know,
And
but,
cosplayers, if you're watching, wash that equipment too.
right, or let's
Come on,
you know
help us out.
throw some Febreze sheets
Yeah,
in
we used to
there,
play
like
hockey.
when
I
you.
mean, I'd make sure
Oh,
my
yeah.
stuff was cleaned out. Guys would open
That's
the bag.
bad luck, man, in
There'd be
hockey.
flies flying out of it.
It's bad luck. You don't wash your hockey gear.
Oh, I had to. It was awful.
Yeah, I mean, was it? Did you have to think on this decision, or were you like immediately like I'm in? Let's
Oh,
double
yeah,
the
I jumped
space.
both feet. Both
Okay.
feet. Now let's go. And I'd have to put nothing in a truck.
Okay. No.
Get
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah. Literally just kind of wheeled it over, right? So yeah, that's a
yep.
huge advantage.
And like we had carpeting over there. Everything I brought over, we put wheels on, so
Yep.
everything's movable. It's really works out well for us.
Yeah, I saw that. Well, I mean, yeah, much success for sure.
Yep.
But I have no doubt. Yeah, you'll do very well here.
Hopefully.
And yeah, I think everyone, all the nerds here are awesome, man.
Yes.
you got some
yes.
really good
We
people
got-
here
we got a
behind
great
you.
Following, great following.
Yeah, I mean, you had a ton of people show up for the ribbon cutting mid-afternoon on a Friday.
Well, let's hopefully show out tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon, right? They'll be
Yeah,
there.
for sure. I'll be here 11 to 3. I mean, I'll probably be here all day. I mean, it's very hard for me to leave this place. I'm having so much fun. And I mean, you guys have been so great to me here. So
We're gonna have breakfast at Hugger Muggers.
Hugger Muggers. Yeah, if you
Get
want.
you some pancakes about yay
We'll
big.
pre-game there. And then, yeah, 11 to 3.
Right.
Yeah, and this is, yeah, people are like, well, what you know, what do you expect coming down here? I'll talk your ear off.
That's fine.
about
We love it.
collectibles and stuff. You know, if you want a DVD or an 8x10 or a comic book, I brought a bunch of stuff with me as well. But
Perfect.
yeah, I'm really here just to geek out. 'Cause yeah, I tell people, you know, when we were growing up, it was a rough life, man. It was rough. You couldn't be this open about like
No,
all this stuff.
nerds got picked on.
Yeah.
He was a geek. He plays with toys.
Yeah, you have any good stories about? So I didn't really get bullied or anything, but
Nah.
I remember in school, I was usually I moved around a lot, so sometimes as a new kid,
Right.
I was shorter than everyone else, and I didn't look like everybody else.
Right.
So I had the usual Bruce Lee jokes and all that, which isn't even a joke. Like you want to call me Bruce Lee, like that's a compliment.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a compliment. Yeah, but I mean, I remember in high school, we had a class about 400, and only two. I met the two guys who knew what adamantium was, and those were my
Okay.
best friends
There you go.
in high school.
There you go.
I remember I went over to one of the kids' houses, and he had a comic page taped up on his closet. It was Wolverine walking through a metal detector at the airport, and the caption was, "Sir, I need you to empty out your pockets." And I was like, "Wait, you know Wolverine? You know the X-Men?" He was like, "Yeah." And
Who
that's
doesn't,
yeah,
right?
yeah, and that's how we became friends. So yeah, I'd go to his house every day, play 8-bit Nintendo, Castlevania. We watched James Cameron movies, listen to Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction,
Perfect.
and that was yeah, and that was
Perfect.
that was my high school life.
Right,
Um,
right.
And then even before that, I guess one of the days that changed my life was first grade. One of my classmates had an extra copy of Avengers 214, and he gave it to me. That was my first comic book.
No kidding.
Yeah, and nothing special about that book. It's
was gonna
worth
ask, yeah, I'm
maybe
scratching my
$10
head like
mint.
it.
But on the cover is Iron Man. He's being taken down by the Ghost Rider. In the background, you see Tigra, Captain America, and I think Archangel, and they're kind of in the background, kind of like, oh, whoa, what's going on? And it was pretty. I guess that issue is more known. The issue before Hank Pym gets cast out of the Avengers
Okay.
because he hits Janet Van Dyne There's domestic violence in an issue of the Avengers.
Right,
But
right.
this is the early '80s. So the issue I got, 214, they deal with casting him out of the Avengers, and it's he's having a tough time dealing with what he just did. And yeah, as a kid, I didn't really read into that part.
Right,
I didn't even know what was
right.
going on. So, but I thought all the characters were awesome. I was really the ads. I love the ads for the fart powder.
Oh yeah.
And the
Sea monkeys.
X-ray specs. Oh man, I wanted X-ray specs.
Raise your sea monkeys.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then there are ads for the
X-ray specs.
I was learning to be a creep at an early age. I was like, wait, I can see through clothes with this. It's like, Mom, can I have $1.99 and like 6
Send
stamps?
this to this guy over here.
Yeah. So yeah, that wasn't happening. So you guys remember your first comic book at all? Do you or comic book line, or do you remember first memory of a comic book?
This is.
Do you know what a comic is?
I do.
Okay.
I do. But
Are you still with us, Matt?
I was joking with Joe earlier and John. Like, I came from a really small town, and we did not have a local comic book shop.
Okay.
And so I never really got into comic books. Like, I liked superpowers. I was a big Batman fan. Okay, so I was a 9-year-old when the Keaton Batman film came out.
big
so
day,
that
'89.
that was massive.
Big day.
So I was all in on Batman, but as far as like actually reading comic books, I just never went into it. I was more of a toy guy.
I mean, I feel I love both, but yeah, toys. I'm big toys and collectibles guy. You remember your first comic book?
We used to sell them at school, like as like extra credit stuff.
Oh,
Sell some like subscriptions.
yeah.
And I remember my first subscription was Star Wars. So I did have 1, 2, 3.
Oh, the Marvel
I went-
ones.
Yeah. Through
Wow.
12. Yep.
Did you keep those?
No.
That number
No,
one.
I wish.
Worth a couple bucks.
I know.
Yeah,
Didn't keep it nice. I think rolled up somewhere.
that comic run is weird. The giant pink rabbit, and then I think there are 4 instances in that comic book run where Luke and Leia make out because they didn't know where it was going
Yeah.
at the time.
Okay.
So the writers were like, well, obviously they're gonna get together, right? And Lucas threw them that curveball. It's like,
There
oh
you go.
crap, this is not a good look.
We
but
can't do this.
Yeah, this isn't our fault. Like,
Right.
like George didn't tell it. He didn't tell us.
Why didn't George let us know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my first like subscription coming to the house. The Star Wars. I do remember that.
Yeah. So the big Star Wars debate. Yeah, do you have kids?
I do.
How old?
10 and 14.
10 and 14, and then you
25 and 23.
amazing. So I remember my biggest dilemma when I have my kids are 19 and 17,
Right.
and my big dilemma when I had my first kid wasn't like where we're gonna send her to college, or how are we gonna keep this kid alive, or whatever.
We're gonna keep
The big debate was
big stuff.
The big debate was in what order do I show her Star Wars in? Do I go like we saw it 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9?
Oh,
Or do we
this is
start at
serious
number 1,
business.
or do we start at and then do we put in Rogue? Or I don't know if Rogue One had come out by then, but yeah, it was a big
Decision.
deal.
I
It's a
can
big
imagine.
deal. I was like, well, where do I start? And I think guys like us, we all agree you start at A New Hope for sure.
Absolutely.
Right.
Start at episode 4, which I imagine you guys probably started your kids on
Oh my gosh.
A New Hope.
I think we watched that so many times on the VCR tape we wore it out.
Yeah,
Really, I think we did.
yeah.
And I
that's-
still watch it today. If I'm flicking TV, I see it on, it's staying on.
Oh yeah, you have to watch it
It's
till
like,
the end.
It's like around
Same.
Christmas time, same with Die Hard. I'm flipping, I see Die Hard, and boom, it's staying on.
I mean, I still wonder if Luke's gonna blow up the Death Star. I still do. I mean, we're coming up on 50 years now.
I'll be honest. At the what was it? The end of Mandalorian when Luke came. back,
Yeah.
I had tears in my eyes. I did.
Oh man, I
did.
usually don't scream at my TV when I'm by myself,
Right.
but yeah,
I did.
jaw
Oh
dropping.
my God, they run him. Oh my God, I couldn't believe
Jaw
it.
dropping. Yeah, we don't get moments like that much
No,
anymore because
no.
everything gets spoiled now, right?
Right,
So, good on you, Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni,
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
and
And Rogue One.
Rogue One, and Mark Hamill for coming back for that, and Green to come back for that. I'm sure they backed up an armored truck.
Dropped
For
a
him.
a dump truck.
Yes, but he definitely earned it. So everything you have of everything you have here, what are your favorite items that you have in here currently?
Through here?
Yeah, I
that's
know it's a tough
one.
decision.
I was a big
It's tough.
icon fan back there, the big 12-inch icons for a while. And then when I fell into these selects, I like them a lot.
Yeah.
The selects really, I mean, they look fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, you have a couple of things in here on display that probably you wouldn't sell unless, but I mean, like the $1 Million Man says,
Yeah.
everyone has his price.
Right.
But do you have anything on display here? It's like, oh, I'm not selling that.
I did have that Madison puppet I showed you.
Yes.
That was a not for sale, went for sale, and then bought it again.
Yes.
I do have an autographed picture of the Undertaker that's probably NFS not for sale.
Okay.
I
Did you
got
get that
myself-
in person?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. That
City.
ain't
Oh, nice.
cheap,
No.
and it's not easy to get either.
Right. It was a 4.5-hour wait. I mean, it was insane. And I just don't feel like I want to part with it.
I totally understand, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the Master of Replicas lightsabers you got up
Yeah.
there, which I've not seen in a long time. And if I have seen them, they're unboxed. So
Right. Those are sealed. Right.
yeah, where did those come from? You remember? Because I don't see those very often anymore.
I think one came from a Facebook lead marketplace. The other two I purchased out of Buffalo.
Wow. Okay.
And
So you were
maybe 4 or 5 years
were you
ago.
looking for them?
No, I mean, I really wasn't looking, but they fell.
They
and,
fell in your
I
lap.
mean, I look at them like, okay, we'll peg them.
Wow. Okay.
So
Yeah, those are pretty
yeah,
rare.
you don't find them sealed. That's the whole thing.
Yeah. Well done, my friend. You have what's your favorite collectible you have in your collection?
Oh,
Or
wow.
collectible? You can give us a range because you can't just
Yeah,
pick
I mean,
one.
I collect so many different lines now.
We can
you
go
know?
all night with him.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
there's so many.
You
I
think
mean,
there's stuff in here? You gotta see his basement.
Yeah. So you have the whole basement
well,
and then some probably.
Yeah. It's a vast collection of various lines. Tons of turtles, tons of He-Man. I mean, probably a couple of the most notable finds that I've had are actually, the Wonder Bread He-Man,
Oh yeah.
the Savage
Yeah,
He-Man,
yeah.
however you want to call him. I've actually found 2 in the wild.
Wow.
One was on Craigslist.
Yeah.
And a lot of He-Man figures. And I zoomed in and I saw the
Like,
brown.
wait a minute.
Yeah, I saw the brown hair and the brown loincloth. And I actually had to call my friend because I was living down towards D.C. and it was up here in Pittsburgh. And he actually met the guy and got the whole lot for like $35.
Oh my gosh.
35.
$35.
Wow.
There's like
What's the
12
real
He-Man
story behind
figures.
that? Do you know the real story?
I don't know if
behind
anybody knows the real story
that? I mean,
behind
they call it
Savage
Wonder
He-Man.
Bread, but where did
Right.
it come from? Like, where was it produced? Was it a mail-in?
It was,
Like,
yeah,
what's the
it
story?
was a mail away. I know that, and it came sealed in a baggie with like a maroon
The,
axe
like the pickaxe
and shield,
kinda? Okay.
as far as I know. And I think they're the same color as the Manny Faces
Okay.
weapons. So that dark red color. Yeah. No, I just found one recently, just last year at a toy show for $12.
Oh my gosh.
$12?
$12.
Where's
Yep.
that guy's phone number?
I know. Huge scores, man.
Somebody just had him laying on a table, and he had the regular like gray He-Man armor on.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "What? Like, whoa!" And it almost made me pass him up, because of the armor kind of threw him off
Right.
a little bit. And I picked him
It's
up.
like, wait a minute.
He was
Yeah.
$12.
Wow, it's awesome
That's
scores,
like
man.
that's like a $2,000 figure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And you don't see him.
Yeah. For now, that thing's just gonna keep going up.
Right.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
That's amazing. That's cool.
It is.
I love it. Are you guys hunting? I mean, we're always on the hunt for something. Is there anything you're looking for currently?
Right now.
Yeah. Speaking of lightsabers, I've been buying the Black Series lightsabers. Like they're going out of style. I've been finding really good deals on them
Is
lately.
that the triangle boxes? Or is it
The
the
yes,
Vader
yep,
coming
yeah,
up?
the like kind of the hexa, whatever,
Yeah.
trapezoid boxes.
Yeah, it's a weird
the-
box.
yeah,
it's
the
not a
ones that
square
are-
box.
Oh no. Yeah, I've been finding really good deals. So what I discovered is the female Jedi lightsabers. Nobody wants them for
Right.
whatever reason. So there's the rose gold Princess Leia one that we see in Rise of Skywalker.
Okay.
You see it for like 3 seconds, and I think Rey buries it at the end as well. Really cool piece, but nobody wanted it. So I think those things retail for what, $250.
When it
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah, picked up for $100.
Nice.
The Rey lightsaber, which I really like. It's she carved out of her staff, has the cloth wrapped around it.
Okay.
Yeah, same thing. I think retail about $250. Yeah, they've been billing out for $100. So
Passing 'em out.
yeah, I couldn't help myself. Like $100 lightsabers.
Start itching.
Yeah.
Click it.
Yeah. But yeah, the dark saber I had to pay full price for. Like that thing is awesome. I'm after the Ahsoka ones now too, which I was like, wait, do I really need two of these?
Well, don't you hang out with
Rosario Dawson?
Yeah, don't you hang out with Rosario?
I do.
Can't you put a call in?
I do, but like it's not like she's got like they're not on her. Like oh you need lightsabers? Here you go.
She
Here
ain't
you
got
go,
a case
Ming.
in her garage.
You would think, right?
Right.
Yeah, and she might, but yeah, I've never been to her garage, so I wish, man. Yeah, I would. It's like, what are you doing in my garage? Looking for
a lightsaber.
Looking for 2 lightsabers, or
You're
one.
just standing in there. She opens the garage door and you turn one on.
He's trying to use a Jedi mind trick on
I-
her. You
yeah.
don't see me right now.
Right. I am not in your garage. I am not. Yes, I am not being a creep right now. Yes.
Oh,
These
my
aren't
God.
the agents you're looking for. Like, yeah. So,
Oh gosh.
yeah,
Too
but
much.
I think yeah, a lot of people have asked me today. It's like, well, what do you collect? Is there anything that you collect? And I'm more of a like, if I see it and it's cool, then I'll either get it or a lot of the times like, well, that's expensive, so I have to save up for
Keep
it.
an eye out for it.
Yeah. The one thing I've been wanting for like the last 5 years, which is just kind of out of reach because I can't justify the price. There's a Japanese company that makes the Deckard pistol from Blade Runner.
Okay.
And it's spot on. It's made out of metal and the resin grip. The bullet, the chamber comes out. You
Gotcha.
can put bullets in it. It lights up.
Wow.
I mean, it looks like someone grabbed it off Harrison Ford and like
On the set, right?
yeah, on the set it looks that good. But it's a Japanese company called Tomonosuke, I believe.
Okay.
They're $1,300,
Oh my
and
gosh.
a prop weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
I almost bought it kind of at the end of COVID. That was kind of going to be like I survived
I lived.
present to myself. Yeah, I lived. And so like I should just get whatever I want. And I couldn't, pun
Can't pull the
intended,
trigger.
couldn't pull the trigger.
Right.
Couldn't pull
There
the
you go.
trigger
I
on that
gotcha.
thing. But one day, man, one
Right.
thing I think I probably will end up with that thing. It just
You'll find it.
yeah.
Patience, you'll always come
as far
across
as like
something.
iconic weapons go, yeah,
That's the
that's definitely up there for sure.
Well, I was talking to you earlier about the amazing fantasies I seen today, or not today.
Yeah.
like 2 days ago. I mean,
I
just drooling over it. I was
AF-15.
Like, oh my God.
I think you'll end
Never
up
had
with
seen
one.
Never had seen one.
Yeah, even if it's low grade, who cares?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. On something like that, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You crack it open, you'll still double your money on it.
Yeah.
Ungraded.
Yeah, for sure. And actually, people are like, oh, yeah, how many key issues do you own?
Right.
I love buying the most beat up copy of the most key issues
There
out
you go.
there.
Right.
I like the 1.5s. I like the 2.0s.
Not bad. Yeah.
Because I can when I buy them, I can go through and read them. I look at every page.
Enjoy them.
Yeah, I can enjoy them, and then if I want to grade them, I can. If not, kind of
No
sit
big
on them.
deal.
So yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right, but like I said, I had never seen one with my own eyes. I've seen pictures, everything. When I seen this thing, I was just like mesmerized, like
Yeah.
hypnotized. I was like, oh my God.
So that fateful day, you do get one, probably a graded copy, I imagine. I mean, what do you do with it? You put it up on the wall here,
Absolutely.
like you display
Yeah.
it.
Flex. You flex on it.
So that's a flex, man.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Hey,
a-
go down Giantman. They got that, first appearance of Spider-Man. Hey, where's it at? It's right over there. Check it out. Over there. right about over there.
It's over there.
You know.
So look with your eyes, not with your hands.
But I mean, it was just like, honestly,
That's cool.
you see the commercials like, oh, you hear hallelujah and all that.
Oh, we've been there many times.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. It's like sell the car, sell the house, we're buying a comic book. What?
And you told me the price you wanted for it wasn't
It was-
terrible.
No,
It's not
I don't
cheap,
think it was,
obviously, but
actually.
it's not terrible. Like
Right.
not out of reach.
No, not uncalled for. Like somebody would actually put like 50,000 on it. That would be
Right.
like an eBay price.
Yeah, but like if I sold a few things, like I might be able to.
Swing
Might
it.
be able to. Yeah, I might be able to swing it.
It was insane though. Like I said, never seen one.
Yeah. And the things I've been seeing lately is people just buying pages,
Yeah.
individual pages of key issues.
Mhm.
I saw a guy. So you grade them. They don't put
Yeah,
a
they put PG.
PG
right?
yeah, for page, but I saw some dude bought a page of Action Comics #1.
Oh my
And I
God.
was like, that's pretty cool. Like, do I need the whole thing? I would like the whole thing, but if not, I'll definitely
I'll
take
take
a
a
page.
piece of history, right?
Yeah. Did you say you knew someone with the cover?
I did. Yeah, yeah. The Action one.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, it was a cover, just the cover.
That's
There's
awesome.
a lot of coverless out there. I've actually had a X-Men #1 coverless.
Yeah. Still X-Men #1.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's still the same comic.
That's awesome, man.
It was killer.
That's awesome. So yeah, I can't wait for tomorrow. I really,
Yeah,
I gotta thank you for inviting me out. This is
I appreciate you.
like a
man.
year and a half in the making.
It was too.
Yeah, we met each other in Boardman. Had to kind of chase me down for a little bit, just because
I felt like a heartbroken teenager. Ming left me on red. He left me on red.
I know. I was probably at a con somewhere, and but yeah,
So
I'm glad we
funny.
made it work, and I'm
Absolutely.
actually here podcasting with you guys, and
Absolutely.
eating fish sandwiches, and I'm sure the adventure's just begun.
Chili dogs tomorrow, like I said.
Yeah, chili dogs for
Gotcha.
sure. But
I'll bring the Tums and Pepto-Bismol.
I might not need it.
I hope not.
I've been doing pretty good with
Good,
the so far, but we'll see. We'll see. But I'm gonna be right here at this table though.
Absolutely.
Okay. So
No
yeah,
doubt.
whether if you just want to come and chat, it's great.
Come
But
and pick your brain.
I'll have my own.
We've been picking your brain all day. So
Oh yeah,
far.
I'm having a great time here in Newcastle. Hey, there's a podcast studio here.
Absolutely.
Your podcast studio, so cool.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Ronnie's behind
like
the
you
scenes
know a
there.
guy's like, hey, I want to live stream. Boom, he shows up.
We had Frank pick you up, which I appreciate so much. I mean, didn't have to worry about.
Frank's a
nothing.
hero, man.
Yeah,
Frank
absolutely.
is a
He's
freaking
a superhero.
heroes. I didn't know. I didn't really. I was like, wait, do I have a ride to Newcastle? No, Frank showed up. Right, it was like we literally met each other. I didn't have to wait or anything. Right on.
Right,
We were both
right.
right on time, and took the trip up here. So
Right.
Great minds think alike, man.
Absolutely.
yeah, but yeah, I mean, the guy took out his whole day to pick me up from
He did.
Pittsburgh.
He did.
So
And he did it as a favor to me too. I appreciate it. So
yeah,
much.
yeah, for sure. It was funny because I guess his daughter laid down the law. It's like, all right, you got to act professional. Like, don't ask for selfies. Like, don't talk his ear off.
Don't talk his ear off.
Don't ask him.
Don't be a big nerd.
Don't ask him who his favorite Catwoman is, like Julie Newmar or Eartha Kitt.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, that's exactly what you do. So yeah, we took the selfie, sold it to her. Yeah, we talked about a bunch of geek stuff on the way
Unreal,
up. So
unreal.
yeah. So, so I think she got a good laugh out of that.
Perfect,
I was like,
perfect.
there's no professionalism here.
No, come on.
It's comics and
Just
toys,
dealing
man.
with-
Yeah. If you take this too seriously, like it's over,
right.
man. That's the day. That's the day I give all this up, man.
No doubt. Throw the towel in.
Yeah, for sure.
You gotta love it. Just enjoy it. Like I say this all the time. I don't go to work every day. I come here. It's just like I do what I do.
Yeah, that's what Kevin told me way back when I met
Right.
him. He's like, just try to have fun every day. Find out what you want
It's
to do
not
in
work
life,
when
and
you love it.
yeah, it's great. But you spread that love to everybody else, man.
I try.
Yeah, that's great. So yeah, congratulations, man.
Love it.
You guys got any other questions, or what time is it? Oh wow, that was a quick hour right there. So
Start bullshitting a lot. Guys get carried away.
this is why we do it, though. That's why podcasting works, man.
Right,
Because we
right.
can really do this.
I
But
got another hour to blow. What are you guys doing?
we gotta go get wings, right?
Yes.
But I don't know if you guys had anything else you wanted to ask me or anything, or I don't know. We had questions from the Peanut Gallery.
Any questions?
I love it. We have an audience
The
here.
Peanut Gallery.
We have a late night audience here,
Look at
man.
this.
I love this. Yeah, you got a good crew here, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The best. And that's what keeps me like in business and all the support I got. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh, the name. What's the origin of the name? You have
That's
there's
a good
got to
one.
be a
That's good
story,
one.
right?
Yeah, that's a good
I mean,
one.
there's Ant-Man, Giant-Man, but I felt it was probably
I
deeper
worked
than
at a
that.
pizza shop right down the street.
Okay.
And the owner's son is about, he's a short guy.
Okay. I know
So
a
he
little
always
about
used to
that.
call me the Giant Man. He'd go, Giant Man, because I was like bigger than him,
Yeah.
taller. And he'd go, what's it like to be a giant man? I said, I'm going to turn this into a business and blow your mind away. And sure enough,
And you
I
did.
Yes.
Ju-
It started out as a joke.
all great things start out as a
Yeah,
joke, and then
absolutely.
when they become reality, it
Right.
makes it that much sweeter.
Absolutely.
That's funny.
It was it was fun. It was fun. And I'm waiting for Marvel to call me and say, cease and desist letter. You know what I mean? Like, I'm worried about that, but I don't think it'll happen.
I think you're good.
I think so.
I think you're good. I think you'll be fine. If they haven't called, actually, if they call you, it means you're doing something right.
Right.
Right? Yeah.
I'm not going to shut down.
No, I think you're good. I think you're good. Yeah, I mean, you think the head of Marvel is like, hey man, there's a store in Newcastle,
Yeah. There's a store in Newcastle. Take
Newcastle,
our name.
Newcastle, Delaware. Yeah, Delaware. It's the one in Delaware. It's the
There's
one
one
in
in
Delaware.
Indiana as well, if I'm not mistaken. Newcastle, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Indiana, Kansas as well.
Yeah. Yeah, but the one in Pennsylvania is the best. The best. You hear that? That's awesome. Well, much continued success, my friend.
Thank you so much.
It's
Appreciate
great finally being here. I've dreamed of this day, and this day.
No, you didn't. I
this
did.
day. Well, you dreamed of this day, but then you're part of that dream to me, and now here I am. So
Right, absolutely, and I appreciate it.
yeah, for sure. So if you're watching this, come on out. If you can't make it, tell all your friends. Tell them to come out.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be a historic day
Absolutely.
in the annals of Newcastle, Pennsylvania.
Exactly.
So-
Exactly.
Right on. You got anything else to promote? Either Reese Retro.
Reuse Retro Toys. You
Yeah.
wanna
Oh,
subscribe?
why Reese?
Okay.
I mean, you got
There
Hammerhead.
you go. I like it. I like
You
it.
got I mean, you got a whole number of rogues.
With the-
Right,
Why
right.
Reese?
Reuse. So
You you got Panda Baba. It's like
again, I've been a Star Wars fan my whole life.
Yes.
Right, and so I started getting into the vintage line in the late '90s when eBay
yes.
came around. I was able to buy Return of the Jedi figures. Reese was always one of my favorite aliens, and it's been my email address since 1999.
Oh, okay. Now it makes
Since
sense.
1999.
Now it
it's
makes
not
sense.
my
AOL,
email
is it?
address. It's not AOL. no.
Okay, because I still run
I don't
an
necessarily
AOL.
want to blast it out right now, but
Okay.
but yeah, it's a part of my email address, and I actually started a YouTube channel called Reuse Retro TV first,
Okay.
and it was all old commercial breaks.
Oh wow.
And you still
Yeah.
do that today, right?
I still do
guys
that.
still it all the
Those are
time.
the best, man.
Yeah,
Those are the
so
best.
I think that's one of the most perfect time capsules that. we
Yeah.
can
Oh
have.
yeah.
Just popping on like a Saturday morning commercial block.
Yeah, like a Teddy Ruxpin commercial
Teddy
or
Ruxpin,
yeah.
Smurfs,
Yeah.
Transformers, all that stuff. Yeah.
We do that. Watch cartoons, Saturday morning cartoons on YouTube.
Yeah.
And some of the commercials, I'm like, look at that, oh my God, you
Right.
know. You do them on your show, on your podcast as
It
well. It's
brings
so
back
cool.
some very vivid memories for sure.
Absolutely.
Those weird commercials.
Yep. Some were a little bit out there too.
Hey, it was that time and that place,
Right.
and yeah. You know, maybe not appropriate for 2025, but
Right.
back then it worked out.
Right.
It
Nobody
worked
got
out.
offended.
No,
Nobody
and,
got worked up about
listen,
it.
I ate plenty of sugar cereal. I turned out okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, tons of it. All right, right on. So tomorrow, 11 to 3, Giantman
11
Comics,
tomorrow. Yep. Down here,
18 North Mill Street. What's this plaza called?
Washington Center.
All right,
Washington Center.
Washington Center. Right in the heart of downtown Newcastle.
Can't miss us.
Can't miss it. Because Giantman Comics just got Gianter.
Yes.
Sure.
Giant
Got,
turn.
that's not even. Is that even a word? I don't know.
I think you just made it up, but that's great.
I don't know.
We'll take it.
Yeah, well, come on and check out this magical place for sure. Best shop in Newcastle for sure.
The only shop in Newcastle. I think.
Well, that would make you the best as well. Then,
Absolutely,
wouldn't it?
there you go.
By default.
We'll take it by default.
By
Right.
default. Yeah.
We'll take it by default. We'll take it any way we can get it.
Yeah, for sure. All right. No more plugs.
No more plugs. I'm good. You good?
I'm good, man. Thank you for inviting me to do this. This is
Ronnie,
great.
thank you so
yeah,
much.
Big
Everybody
big,
out there, thank you so
Big
much.
thank you to Ronnie for your podcast studio. If you want to live stream anything, talk to Ronnie. He's got a great studio not far from here, or he can come to you.
Right. We're
you know,
mobile.
Yeah,
We can do
for,
it.
for the right price. But yes, it's not free. Got to lug all this gear. Well worth it though. Well worth
no
it.
doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, awesome. Well, we'll see you guys tomorrow for sure.
All right. You know I got to do it.
Yeah, do it. So, for Giantman Comics,
That'll do it tonight. And you guys know I'm not a speaker for this.
Okay,
stuff. That'll do it for Giantman Comics tonight. I'm John DiTHOMAS.
Ming Chen,
Matt Stryker.
and remember, make mine Giantman Comics.
How about Excelsior?
Excelsior! Thank you, everybody.
If elected judge, I will work tirelessly to promote fairness, efficiency, and justice in the Lawrence County courts. My name is Jonathan Miller, and I ask for your vote on May 20th for Lawrence County Common Pleas Judge.